Here is Lars's freestyle above water. See me utilizing the block. We can either do the back weighted start where your weight is centered more back and so your arm angle would be a little bit closer to that, or we can do the front weighted start, which is going to put your arm angle out in front of the block a little bit more and your weight's going to be out past the block. Either one works, just kind of depends on what is the best start for you. So you get out there really pretty well utilizing your size. I can see that our streamline's not quite as tight as I'd like to see. Really focus on lining up those forearms, wrists, and hands. That'll give you the tightest streamline possible. As we see, you're breaking the surface right here. We need to really think about trying to start swimming a little bit sooner. And you're also, one of the big cardinal sins of swimming is breathe in that first stroke. Get a bigger breath out the start so that you can go a couple of strokes before taking that breath. As we see going through, I'm not seeing a whole lot out of those legs. Work on picking up that kick just a little bit more, and I would like to see you actually really trying to rotate on that side a little bit more. You're running real flat, you're doing more of that shoulder-driven freestyle, and I think you can still get a lot more extension. As we see you go through that turn, doing a really pretty good job of getting those heels tucked up and getting your body small. The smaller you can get yourself, the quicker everything will come around. Again, we do need to work on that streamline. The other thing I see is you're going in on the right side of the lane and then you're coming back out on the other side. Make sure you're not circle swimming. As we see you kind of coming here, we're a little bit late on that breakout. Again, you're breathing that first stroke. Always got to get at least one stroke, preferably 2 or 3, before you take that breath right out of your turn. You are a taller guy, so we really want to make sure that you're working on extending as far out as front as you can to get the longest bowl. As we see you go for the finish, doing a really pretty good job of reaching for that wall. We can probably get onto your side just a little bit more. You're kind of, your arm is flailing out to the right-hand side. I think you can really push through the finish to get onto your left side. Nice job, Lars.
Here we have Lars's freestyle underneath the water. We see his head is up a little high in that streamline, and I can tell just by how those hands are positioned right there that you're not really trying to line up those hands on top of one another. Really, for a good tight streamline, make sure your head is down, your arms should be covering the back sides of those ears, and then you're also thinking about trying to line up your fingers, your wrists, and your forearms to make that a real tight streamline. You are coming up at a pretty high angle. We want to make sure that we're trying to keep everything as horizontal as possible so that you're going from wall to wall in a straight line, which will be the fastest way to get from point to point. As we see you go through, you got that shoulder-driven freestyle, which means we've got a lot more of bubbles on your forearms. You want to really think about trying to reach out just a little bit further so that you do have a much stronger catch. As we go through the turn, I can see that your arms are out to the side. You really want to make sure that you're utilizing your arms to help get you around a lot faster, and that'll end up making it so that you're spending less time under the water and not having to pop up right away. As we see you coming off the wall, there is no streamline right there. We'll always want to make sure that you're streamlining. That's going to be the fastest way to just drop any time. It's just thinking about streamline, streamline, streamline. As we watch your kick behind you, got a very solid kick going on, so keep that up. See you going in for the finish here. You are slowing that kick down going into the finish, so make sure you keep that going. Don't slow down. That'll end up kind of hurting you in the long run. We also see you finishing pretty flat, so make sure you are getting on that side so you have the longest reach possible to help touching people out. Nice job.